All the people are hungry for success.
And I want to succeed more than anyone. I know that when you are in Manchester United, you have to win games.
Everybody here is underperforming.
It's a really difficult moment in the history of Manchester United, and we have to address it.
In 10 games in Premier League, we won 2. We need to survive now. It's a little bit embarrassing to be Manchester United coach and to lose a lot of games.
Sometimes I want to quit.
We are losing the feeling of we are a massive club. But we have to continue. There is no other way.
Okay, just how much pressure is he under?
I think this is the potential to provide us with the biggest story of the weekend, because United at home, away, they're the same side defensively. They're all at sea. No matter who they play, they can find a way to self-destruct. The fans are not happy. The numbers suggest he's in trouble. 8 wins in 31 since he took over. It's the worst record of any Manchester United manager since the Second World War. He's yet to get back-to-back victories with one of the biggest clubs in the world, let alone England. They've given him over £200 million to spend. He's brought in half-decent players, but they look like the same Man United. And some people might watch this and say, well, there were good minutes, good moments against Brentford, against Fulham. But you're Manchester United. You're not a team of moments. You're a team of consistency and victories and intimidating the opposition. And all of that fear factor has gone from them.
Yeah. When you look at this Manchester United side, what are some of your biggest concerns?
I thought the show was only an hour. No, you know what? I think we all just want Rúben to do great, and he's such a likeable fella. And he has to sit front and centre and do all these interviews, and it's hard. It's the hardest time, I think, ever for the football club. And he's trying to implement change, but he doesn't also want to change, this formation that he's had huge success with at Sporting and in Portugal. But this league's different. This league's harder and it's more competitive, and you don't have as much of the ball. I think when you have 67% of the ball, you can get your wing-backs in different positions. Yeah. I think in this league, if you don't have comfortable possession, you get hit on the counter. You saw two of the 3 goals against Manchester City. There's big space. You think about the 3rd goal. Erling Haaland just walks in. So they have. I mean, the striker situation still got to be sorted out. The goalkeeping situation still needs to be sorted out. 2 of the most important positions. No team I've ever seen win or play on didn't have those 2, the best of the best. You look at any team across any league, any country, and Man United still haven't sorted the goalkeeper out. And Šeško's still new. So, and the midfield balance. Kobbie Mainoo's got to play, by the way. He's not going to change the formation, but I think he's got to change the personnel within that. So,
at what point, Owen, though, does he say this formation has worked for me? So that's the hill he's gonna.
He won't. He's gone on record as saying, I'm going to stick with this formation. It's this kind of, I don't know if it's ego-driven, and I want to keep this kind of respectful towards him, because when he arrived, he was charismatic. I really wanted him to win. He'd done superbly well at Sporting. But as you've been saying, Owen, the Portuguese league, with respect to it, is an inferior league to the toughest league on the planet. And you simply cannot continue with a system that isn't giving you consistency, that is leaving players out of position and uncomfortably, visibly uncomfortable, and that is leaving your goalkeeper time and again exposed.
So then my question still stands. At which point does he say he has to make a change? Can he make a change? Is he just going to see this through? What are your thoughts on that?
He's done it his way for a year. Yeah. And he's entitled to that because he's had amazing success. But the thing is, he's done it his way for a year and it hasn't really worked the way he envisioned. So at some point, you're going to have to adjust and go, OK, we'll play the same formation, but we got to tweak the personnel. Kobbie's not really played, Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie has to play. And then you got to find a solution around, because nobody else is better than Kobbie in there. Then Bruno Fernandes to go play as a number 10. The curious thing I find is they bought 2 fabulous players in Cunha and Mbeumo. But the 2 best players last season were Bruno Fernandes and Ahmad. And where did they play? As a 10. Didn't fix the goalkeeper, didn't fix the striker. So now Bruno's having to play as a defensive midfield player when he's the best creator in the whole division. So play Bruno as a 10, put Kobbie in there, and then Maybe play Ahmad as a wing-back at left. He could do that. He could a great dribbler. He could beat people. Maybe play Mbeumo at the front. So you got Bruno and Cunha as 2 10s. To me, that works. And at least you're changing something from what you've done for a year. And it shows, okay, I might not change the formation, but I'm going to tweak the personnel. Because we all just want to see something. And right now, I don't think we've seen enough to believe that it's going to get better.
And I don't arbitrarily say that if they were to lose this one, it could be curtains for him. But if you look at the week we've just had, United have reported record revenues, over £600 million. They're out of the League Cup at the moment, so domestically they have one fewer trophy to compete for. They can't be too much more detached from the leaders already and be playing the way that they're playing and him be comfortable in his job. The fans, the clamour from the fans, and people sometimes talk about the media. Social media means that you're being judged in real time. And these are people with either financial or emotional investment in the club who want it to do well. But at the moment, they aren't doing anything. The stats all say that United go into this fixture with the advantage. But I cannot see a set of circumstances where Chelsea, who are looking for a statement victory after drawing last week and gifting Brentford a late goal, and then being really beaten out of sight by Bayern in midweek, they will be hungry and desperate to expose
But you
United.
can't, I don't think you can beat Chelsea. You know, Man United are going to have 2 midfield players in there. They're going to have Caicedo, who's arguably one of the best in the division in that position. Then they got Enzo Fernandez, who's, you know, playing fabulous, and they got Cole Palmer. I mean, how are you supposed to? How are 2 guys supposed to be 3 top players? So somebody's going to have to drop in. And again, if I was playing in that team, I'd be thinking, guys, you've got to come help me in here. You know, I'm 3v2 against world-class players. So that's on the manager to find a structure, because if they play like they did against City, it could be tricky for them.
Will Chelsea be looking at this game and say this is the perfect one for us to bounce back?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Because the space that they'll be afforded in the wide areas, they're going to have so many... The fact that it's at Old Trafford means that there is an onus on the United players to come out and play. And that is going to leave spaces in behind for intelligent players like Cole Palmer. Actually, so many of their players.
Pedro's fabulous. Neto's in great form.
My goodness me.
Gittins. They have so many weapons.
And the pace that they're able to employ, the intelligence in terms of their distribution, and to be able to create opportunities for teammates in that forward line. Honestly, I could see this being a very, very difficult evening.
The one thing I would say, against Arsenal at home, they played really well. It's probably their best performance this season, even though they lost. So they can do it. The only thing is they're creating a lot of... They just got to score. And that's why I think playing Mbeumo there, he's probably the best finisher at the club at the moment. Šeško's still a young man. He's learning his trade. It's a lot of pressure on a young guy. We saw that with Martial and Rashford and Højlund. You know, you can't experiment with these things. Play the guys that are ready. Cunha and Mbeumo, 25, 26, 27. They're ready to go and deal with that pressure. And that's why it's such a huge game for Manchester United.
OK, well, we are going to move on from that game, which, as you mentioned, is huge. But this one is huge as well, because Régis Le Bris believes Villa's form is deceptive and that this may not be the right moment to play them.
I don't know if it's the right time to play Villa. They are a strong team. They didn't start well. It's obvious, below their expectations. It's clear. But they are a top 6 team, no doubt. So we'll have to play our best football. It's really obvious and crucial. Without waiting for gifts, it won't happen. After that, we can't control the opposition. If they are a bit weaker, maybe it's better for us, but we don't know.
So when the fixtures were released and you looked at this one, you thought, oh, probably Aston Villa all day. It's been very different. Sunderland have made an amazing start.